So to start with, guys, you're going to be sat on your bottoms. You're going to cut your knee into your chest, and we're going to go to 8 ankle flexions. Okay, so you're pointing your toe towards the ceiling, pointing your toe towards the floor, and just trying to move your ankle joint as much as you can for 8 reps. So as soon as we've done that, we're just going to swap legs and do exactly the same on the other side. We just want to make sure that all our movement is taken from our ankle, okay? Don't take it from anywhere else. Nice and easy. You should feel a stretch when you're pointing towards the floor, and when you're pointing towards the ceiling, it should be more like a contraction in the front of your shin, maybe a bit of a stretch in your calf. Once you've done that, lying on your back, grab yourself just below your knee and just go into 8, again, flexion and extension. So you're going to extend your leg fully, bring it back down towards your bum, and then do it again. So it should be more of a hamstring and a calf stretch. So it's nice, and you shouldn't be shaking when you're doing this, and you should be able to fully lock your leg up, guys, okay? 8 on one side, 8 on the other. Should make sure that you're keeping your lower back and your bum on the floor whilst doing this. Keep your stomach tensed. Once you've done that, then put your feet together so the bottom of your feet are touching each other. Drive your knees apart and push your hips towards the ceiling for 8 reps, okay? You can do normal glute bridges if you'd prefer, but we're just going to do 8 frog pumps with a big glute contraction at the top. Once you've done that, then, guys, you're going to lie on our side, knees together, hips forward, and we're going to go for elevating our hip off the floor and moving the top leg 8 times up and down, okay? There's a lot going on here, but you should be feeling it in your glutes and the sides of your stomach. 8 reps one side, 8 reps the other. So I'm just kind of, I say abducting, but just kind of moving my leg sideways and bracing on the other leg. Once you've done that, we'll turn back over. You can either do this bent knee or you can do a straight leg, and it's repping hips up, hips down, hips up, hips down, okay? So this should definitely feel more core orientated, but like I said, straight legs would be harder. 8 reps one side, 8 reps the other. Once you've done that, then, guys, on all fours, okay, so we're in a bear crawl position, and we're going to, if you can see, I'm retracting my shoulder blades and then protracting them, okay, retract, protract. So we're just going to kind of make sure that we're trying to stabilize ourselves with our shoulders. If you find this too hard, put your knees on the floor as well, so it's less weight. Then we're going to go for 8, so 8 each leg, kicking our leg towards the ceiling, so donkey kicks. But if you notice, my lower back and my stomach isn't moving, and I'm only going as far as while my glute is contracting. So as soon as my glute contracts, I stop and I bring it back down. 8 each side. So it should really feel like your bum is doing most of the work. Your shoulders and stomach might be burning a little bit after the exercise you've done previous, but it's not the main focus. Then lying on the floor, head on the ground, from a W to a Y, and then bring it back down towards your hips. So from your hips, back to a Y, back to a W, back to a Y, back to your hips, okay? So shoulders are retracted from start to finish, but we're trying to move the shoulders as much as we can. Make sure you're not lifting through the lower back, guys, or keeping your head off the floor, okay? Head stays where it is, stomach and lower back stay braced. Then we're going into a 90-90, so we're going to bring your leg around, so straight in front of you, and then bring it back around to 90 degrees behind you. So if you notice, I've put my hands on the floor to help me do this. If you took your hands off the floor, it'd be much harder, and then depending on where you place your hands, you can make it easier for yourself. You can even make it easier by holding on to something, even if it's like a partner's hands or a table or a chair. And then we're going to go for 8 hip thrusts in that position, okay? So you're going to drive your hips forward so you're standing up. Same thing, what I'm doing is harder. Now it's a little bit easier. To make it a little bit easier, again, I would hold on to something constantly to help me kind of pull myself up. So 8 on both exercises, and now we'll do the other side. So bring it around in front, bring it back around behind. With going on this movement, I really need to use my hands to support me. I can't, well, it basically is too aggressive of a mobility movement without my hands on the floor, but then the other one I'm all right with. So you can play around yourselves, guys, just to make sure it's right for you. And then drive your hips forward and driving back down. And then you can put your hands on the floor to make it easier, or you can hold on to something to make it easier. Once you've done that then guys, what I want to do, if you notice I'm rounding my back and now driving my chest into the floor. This should really be a lat stretch, and if I put my hands closer together, it'll be even more so. But my back is rounding towards the ceiling rather than towards the ground, and then I'm just going to do very small lateral twists. This is quite an aggressive lat stretch for me. Have a little play around with it, guys. If you've got any questions, because it's something new, just let me know. And then from there, guys, I want you to make sure you're sitting on your feet. So you're stretching out your shin muscles whilst we're going to go into some arm swings. So we're basically killing two birds with one stone here. And then we're going to go into some rotations as well. So focus on a point and rotate your back. But the whole time you're going to be sitting on your feet, stretching out the muscles that run down the front of your shin and foot. And then after that, guys, job done. Okay, if you've got any questions, let me know.